Hello, grade 10s. I am sending out my November announcement video here, and it's only to the grade 10s. This month, I'm doing a separate video for the 10s, for the 11s, and for the 12s. So, everything that I'm going to tell you guys is going to be applicable just to grade 10. All right, I've got a couple things to go over. One of them is assessments. One of them is some of the cool learning groups and learning camps that are available if you guys are wanting to join those. And the third one is just to kind of give you some tips and tricks for getting through grade 12. Okay, so parents, stay here. There's some really great things that I want you guys to know about as well. But to start off, there is going to be a link to register for the provincial assessments. Now, there are 4 sessions for assessments that happen throughout the year. And in grade 10, you have 2 assessments that you have to do. One of them is your Numeracy 10 assessment, and one of them is your Literacy 10 assessment. The Literacy 10 assessment is not for marks. You just write it, and that's it. But the Numeracy one is graded on a scale of 1 to 4. Technically, if you go in and leave it blank, you will get 0, and you'll have to write it again. But if you attempt it, it is graded from 1 to 4. Now, you get multiple chances to write it. So there is a benefit to writing it in January and then having a chance to write it again in the future. The 2 upcoming ones after January are going to be April and June. So if you're wanting to wait till later in the year, by the end of grade 10, hopefully you've learned more numeracy and more literacy by being in those courses throughout the school year. So you are able to sign up for January, but I honestly probably suggest that you write in April or June. And honestly, June's probably the best. You can rewrite them in grade 11, but your first attempt needs to be done in grade 10. So that is something to be aware of. Make sure that you book that in the school year. So registration is open for January. You don't need to feel the need to do this one. There will be more coming, but just so you're aware, it has to be done this year. That's point 1. Point number 2 is that there's a couple things that you guys can sign up for if you'd like. If you are wanting to compete for sports, there is wrestling, skiing, and snowboarding that you can let me know about. If you are wanting to compete on a team for basketball or curling, you are able to contact your local schools, and that actually is a possibility. We have someone at our school named Justin Giesbrecht, and he actually helps coordinate this for students. So let me know if that's of interest to you. If you are super into politics and the world in general, there is a Model UN club that you can sign up for. There are 6 1-hour Zoom sessions, and there's going to be a bunch of different students throughout HCOAS attending that. But if you are more the outdoors and adventurer type, there's a couple different learning camps that are happening at the ski hills. So Silver Star is going to have 2 dates. Kamloops Harper Mountain is going to have 2 dates, and the Kimberley Mountain Sport is going to have 2 dates. So you can sign up for these, and there's going to be a lot of other HCOAS families. You might see them wearing their HCOAS sweaters or shirts or whatever at these events. So if you are wanting to meet other people who are also at the school, this is definitely one way of doing it. Or you can let me know. I actually run a once a month group here in Kelowna. If you are near to me, you are able to sign up for it. It's only once a month. We've already had 2 meetings. There are 5 left. There's a cost with it because I have an EA hired to help out. But it's a fun day. We do a lot of learning and a lot of fun. And it's from 9 o'clock in the morning till 3 p.m. And you're more than welcome to join as long as you can drive to Kelowna to be able to attend. So those are some in-person things. Now, what I want to finish up with are tips for grade 10. Okay? Now, grade 10, I'm not going to lie, you guys. If you have not realized, grade 10 is the hardest year. And I don't know why they've built it like this. I, apologize in advance. The Ministry of Education has put so many of the required courses that you need to graduate into grade 10. There are 6. And in grade 11 and 12 combined, there's only an additional 6. So 4 in grade 11 and 2 in grade 12. So grade 10 has all these courses that are required to do, and it can feel like a lot. Okay? What I want to tell you is that number one, it is good to seek out help and support now. In November of grade 10, okay? Reaching out for help in March and April, I'm happy to help then, but we want to get the ball rolling now so that you can have strategies that will get you all the way to graduation when you get to grade 12. All right? So that is kind of my motivation for this video. So number one, grade 10s, the thing that you guys should all have set up, and I teach courses, so I'm going to show you. I'm going to log into my course. You should have the pacing and progress tool set up. I'm finding that a lot of grade 10s don't know that this is a tool that you can use. It is super awesome. You set it up and it tells you a percentage that you're at currently in the course, and it tells you when to submit everything. It also allows you to change, like you could have the course set up for a first semester or a second semester or a linear approach. It's just a really, really great tool for helping you stay on track. And parents, this is the best thing. You are going to want to check in with your kids every Friday and see, hey, what's your pacing and progress tool like? Last week, it was at 8% for math. This week, it's at 13%. Okay, awesome. You moved forward 5%. Or you might check in 3 weeks in a row. Hey, it's still 8%. Why haven't you done math? And then maybe you'll find out that, they're stuck on a question. So pacing and progress tool is my first tip. My second tip is I'm finding, because I'm a teacher as well, not enough people are booking times with me, which means you may not be booking enough time with your teacher. And I teach Life Science 11. I also teach Anatomy and Physiology 12. I'm a biology teacher here at HCOS. And if you were struggling with your biology course, I would want to help you. I would want to be the one that's like, hey, this is how you do this question. Or, hey, this process is, photosynthesis is crazy. Here are the different steps. And so I would really hope that students would reach out to me so that I could help them. I know my course really well. I'd want to be there. Okay? So please reach out to your teachers. They love you. They want to see you succeed. And sometimes it's scary for the very first time to reach out. But I bet you that if you met with a teacher once a month, you would probably gain a relationship with them. They'd be able to help you out. And you'd probably have a much higher chance of succeeding. That's just speaking from personal experience. Okay? So meeting with teachers to get help, having the pacing and progress tool set up, that's awesome. Now the last one is setting up your own personal week. And parents, again, this is where you can be really helpful. What does your week of homeschooling look like? If you were to take a look at, all right, Monday's here and okay, Friday's here. I have a very crazy schedule. If I open up my Outlook, it's going to be scary. And if you guys take a look at all the random blocks that I have in my week for different meetings and different stuff. And if you ever see things that aren't filled up, that's where I do marking, that's where I do phone calls, and I have a lot of structure to my week. I know when I'm doing certain things. And so I would really suggest having that set up for your week too. If I were to meet you and say, hey, when are you working on English 10? You should be able to tell me, oh, you know what? I usually do my English on, Wednesday mornings and Friday afternoons or whatever it might be. And I know that in grade 10, depending on what it looked like last year, you probably need to have more hours per week spent on school than in previous years. Because in high school, things really gear up. Every single course that you complete now goes onto your transcript. which is amazing. It's so cool that you're building a transcript that actually gets you a diploma at the finish line. And I'll tell you that when I see you in June on the stage, in 3 years at grade 12, it is the best feeling. And it is such a monumental achievement to celebrate. And honestly, the achievement starts in grade 10 because grade 10 is the hardest year by far. So I'm going to call the video here. It's already 10 minutes long, but I'm wishing you the best, and I really want to see you guys succeed. So if there's struggle, if you're behind, or if you're struggling and you're behind, right now is the best time to get a hold of me. Fill up my Zoom hours so that I'm fully booked with you guys, helping you guys out, and then go to your teachers and start reaching out to them, because we are here to help, and I want to see you succeed.